Welcome to this week's live video. So, what's the news of the day? President Trump is expected to announce an executive order later today that says that TikTok has met the conditions as set forward in the bill passed by Congress and signed by former President Biden last year. So, what are those conditions? First of all, that parent company ByteDance will sell off its majority share, and that TikTok will no longer be a security risk for Americans. What else do we have happening today? Well, Beijing has announced that it's put 6 more US companies on its sanctions list. 3 for doing business with Taiwan's military have been added to the entity list that China has, and 3 more have been added to an export control list for taking actions that endanger China's national security. So, how to understand this rather lopsided picture of the news coming out in the US China relationship today? Well, it seems pretty clear that Beijing is in the driver's seat right now in the trade relationship, and that it is demanding all kinds of new concessions from Washington as Trump pursues his holy grail of a state visit in Beijing. He's hinted early next year, and some kind of big deal to go with it. Of course, the two presidents will meet next month in Asia outside of China on the sidelines of the APEC meeting. So, what do we got? What's the tally of what's going on, the various actions by both sides? Well, Trump earlier blocked Taiwan's president from doing a stopover in the US. Much more recently, he halted arms sales to Taiwan. Then there's the way that, like, Trump talks about President Xi. On numerous occasions, he's referred to him as brilliant. He says he likes him very much, that they have a very good relationship. And he's also praised him for his, quote, iron fist. Let's look at what Beijing's been doing. We've heard about this all recently. Beijing recently announced that NVIDIA had violated its anti-monopoly law. It's ordered its companies to stop buying NVIDIA. And keep in mind, this follows Trump's concession where he agreed to allow NVIDIA to start selling some of its AI chips to China. Talk about looking a gift horse in the mouth. Earlier this week, we heard that Chinese companies have made a bunch more purchases of Argentinian soybeans, much to the chagrin of our ailing farmers. So it seems actually pretty obvious right now who has the upper hand in the relationship. Then why would Beijing be bending on TikTok, as the Trump administration has said they are ready to do? Remember, not too long ago, Beijing insisted that TikTok would never, or ByteDance, the parent company, would never sell off its majority share in TikTok, and that they were not ready at all to make concessions on that. Well, you can be very sure that Beijing is expecting a lot in return if it does go ahead and let the TikTok deal go forward on Trump's terms. What might those concessions be? 100%, Beijing right now is putting heavy pressure on Washington to further loosen advanced technology controls. And that includes further loosening in the advanced chip sector as well. Perhaps even more alarmingly, there's no doubt in my mind that Beijing is telling Washington that they expect Washington to adopt a softer level of support for Taiwan in Beijing's favor. We'll have to see what happens then in the relationship in the coming weeks. That's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning into this week's live video, and be sure to tune in next Thursday at the same time. Thanks.